Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I've got for you to start this week off is something that you need to know about, because every time on this channel we hear something that picks up and kind of piques my interest, specifically around waiting periods and all the things the left is just putting out little interesting little tidbits on, and all of a sudden the chatter becomes a national drive. This is what we're going to talk about, and waiting periods seem to be something that they're floating as a trial balloon. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, and I need to hear from you guys on this one. Am I onto something in the comments field? Is this something to watch, or am I just making a mountain out of a molehill? I look forward to seeing what you guys think, and if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure that notification bell is on. We need as many people as we can to get in the fold with us, be counted amongst friends and family, so we can pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. Thank you so much in advance for your consideration, and the content today is brought to you by SDI. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to modify and upgrade your own guns, and if you're looking to turn a hobby into a career, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. Their online programs cover everything from armors courses, online ballistics, shooting sports management. Everything is shipped directly to your door, and you can turn that hobby into a career. With a focus on all the things that you might be interested in, what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and help turn that career into something that you actually want, a lifestyle. Thank you so much to SDI, and now let's get into the topic, because this, my brothers and sisters, they always do this. They use the media from the left to float trial balloons, and then all of a sudden, once the trial balloons start to pick up a little momentum, all of a sudden you start to hear from Democratic mouths, and then it becomes a national push. We're looking right now at an article out of USA Today all about how the background check system is too taxed. It's too terrible. It just can't be saved unless you get rid of that magical 3-day waiting period. This is how they work. Now, this is a tremendously long article, and if you want to see me and Tim break it down on Second Legacy later today, make sure you check out that video. The channel is going to be linked in the description box below, so we can dive into this even deeper and give you more talking points on it. But right now, this is very high level, and it's breaking, so I want to bring it to you on my channel. Let's get it! FBI gun seizure orders from people who fail background checks hit historic rates. Well, that's really weird, because the background check system is a huge boost. It's a huge boon to the left. It's all about background checks, background checks, background checks. Why would they be highlighting inadequacies in the background check system? Because there's a further ploy here. Check this out. This is how they work. Believe me, this is how they work. Washington. The FBI has been issuing more seizure orders for guns sold to suspected prohibited buyers than at any time in the history of the federal firearm background check system, according to the most recent data compiled by the Bureau. So right out the gate, something's wrong. There's more seizures than have ever been before. So that would lead you to believe that there's all of a sudden more activity that's illicit, right? Wrong. Let me show you the numbers they're talking about, and then I'm going to show you how many guns were actually sold through the background check system. More than 6,300 such referrals were transmitted to the ATF in 2020 to take back weapons from buyers who, when background checks later determined that they may have been ineligible because of criminal records, mental health histories, disqualifying military service records, and other bans. Now, 6,300. Keep that number in mind. Let's bounce forward. An additional 5,200 directives were issued in 2021. So in a 2-year period, around 1,100 or 6,300 and 5,200 in the corresponding 2020-2021 years. So off the gate with no context, that is dramatic. That's a lot of illicit firearm purchases that were, by the way, then seized and taken back. Check this out. Here's the actual data they're not telling you. In 2020 and 2021, we're just going to call it 40 million background checks across the board in both years. 6,000, 40 million. 5,000, 40 million. Yeah. This is what they're using, and not telling you the data, to push for more comprehensive background checks. And you know what? What could be the problem? What could be causing this? Is it inadequacies in the system? No, nay. It's just too much of a taxing burden of work. So we need not more people. We need to extend the time frame. Oh, and there you have it. That's the thing. They present the problem. They will always have a solution. These people are not stupid. They always do this. But let's keep going, because that's the point of this channel, is to point it out and highlight it and get in front of it. The numbers follow years of surging firearm sales, yet they also underscore a long-standing tension in the system. Federally licensed dealers are permitted to proceed with weapon sales in cases when background checks are not completed within the required 3 business days. Would you look at that? All of a sudden, the 3 business day requirement pops up out of nowhere like a daisy. Well, let me show you what David Chipman, almost director of ATF, said, senior advisor to Giffords.org, gun control group. Yeah, here we go. The 3-business-day deadline for background check examiners does not account for the crushing volume of transactions that increases almost every year, he said. Yeah. Quote, this is a security system set up in such a way as to not inconvenience gun buyers and sellers, Chipman said. Quote, there is no other security system that I'm aware of that is set up this way. Think of it. The TSA was set up to prevent another 9/11, but the nature of that job requires putting people at some inconvenience. So it's just a little inconvenience of your rights. 3 days, 10 days, 25 days, you know what? It's a little bit of an inconvenience for promised completion of background checks and security safety. That's almost the director of the ATF saying that. Now, the difference here between traveling on an airplane and a Second Amendment right is one of them is a right. The other one is a privilege. It's an annoying inconvenience, yes, but it does not say in the Constitution the right to fly on a plane shall not be infringed. Of course, that's not an exact example that ties together perfectly, but it's kind of a silly argument. A little inconvenience is totally worth all the safety in the world until the government decides to go, yeah, but not 3 days, maybe 10 days, maybe 20 days, maybe 80 days. You know, we're really just trying to be safe and really knock this out and make sure we're fully rounding off all of the problems. The entire point of the 3-day limit is so that the government cannot abuse your rights by delaying you in perpetuity. That's the entire point. But let me show you what's actually happening on the backside. This should wrap it up nicely. Quote, one thing that could be done that doesn't impede anybody's right to own a gun is an extension of that time period, Morris said, adding that the Bureau will likely face never-ending staff challenges to meet the demand. Quote, you cannot staff your way out of this problem from the exact same people who just staffed their way out of the IRS collection problem by hiring 87,000 IRS tax agents. But you could staff your way out of that problem, but you can't staff your way out of this problem. So we should probably just go ahead and infringe upon more rights. You know what? 3 days is a little too short. Why don't we do 10 days? We've wanted that for a while. You know what? Maybe 21 days is the safest thing possible. They're floating this because they're trying to make the national background check system seem flawed, even though the numbers I showed you were not egregious at all, but they're trying to use it as a trial balloon to float longer wait periods. I bet you, bottom dollar, if we see this for 1 or 2 more days in the media, you're going to see Democrats start talking about a mandatory waiting period longer than the 3 days federal law that's in place right now. Make sure you check out Tim and I's channel, Second Legacy. We're going to dive even deeper into this because the article is extensive, and I hope you enjoyed this very high-level view. Everything will be linked in the description, and let me know what you guys think.